What's going on, guys? My name is Ryan Snaadt. It rhymes with odd, and welcome to another video. It is tax season, if you weren't aware, and as much as we all love tax season, I wanted to cover some of the basic tax write-offs that you can do as a videographer. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I am not a tax professional, but here's some basic ideas for write-offs that you can explore with your tax professional, CPA, or whoever you do to do your taxes. The main theme that we're going to see through this video is that you want to claim any and all expenses tied to your business so you don't overpay on your taxes. For these purchases, try to make them on a business debit card or credit card so you can track the purchases much easier than using your own bank account. And trust me, you don't want to mix your assets because it makes it much harder to do when it comes time for taxes. Tax write-off number one is a vehicle for business usage. If you buy a new or used car for business use to drive around to shoots and haul your gear around, this could qualify. I was actually reading in some states that you can claim an SUV for up to 50% off on the purchase price of it, as it's classified as a business-only vehicle. So depending on your business and how much you drive it and what you use it for, you might want to explore this option. Now the real question is, I wonder if the SUV clause applies to Jeeps, because I'm a Jeep guy. And I really want to check that out. So I'm going to go check that out. A completely rigged out Jeep for like $40,000. If I could write off half of that, it might only cost me $20,000. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. Write-off number two to explore is mileage. Every time you have to drive to and from a shoot or to do something business related, you're going to want to make sure that you track that somehow. Especially if you're doing long distance, hopping on a plane, or doing a road trip for a shoot, you'll definitely want to make sure you're tracking all of those purchases, the mileage, and everything that goes into those productions. There's a ton of apps that do it. Some of them are free. I just use the QuickBooks app on my phone, so then when I do a long distance travel, I can just hit start. It tracks my location, and then it all puts it into my QuickBooks for me, so I can make sure I'm tracking all of the mileage that's going into my vehicle, and I can write that off at the end of the year. Outside of mileage, write-off number three is gas and vehicle maintenance. Now this qualifies if you're filling up your tank to drive to a shoot or using it for business purposes. This also applies to your business vehicle if you're getting an oil change or other routine maintenance. The next one is travel meals. There's a lot of us out there that forget to track our food if we're out on a production, doing craft services, feeding our team, or even getting a snack in the grocery store on the way to a shoot. All of this qualifies as travel meals, so you want to make sure you're tracking all of this. This also applies for coffee meetings with prospects, taking clients out to dinner, grabbing food on a road trip for a shoot, and anytime that you're getting food as it relates to your business. The next write-off is hotels, flights, and Ubers. If you have to ever fly, stay in a hotel, or do rideshare for a shoot out of state, these are great operating expenses that can be written off. So if you are in another state for a shoot, don't be lazy with your Uber account. Go in and change it to your business card so you can write all that stuff off later on. Another write-off is your home office space. This is one that most people don't even think about. If you run your office out of your home, like I do right now in the space that we're shooting this video in right now, you can claim the square footage of the house that you use for business purposes off of your mortgage. If I use my basement for shooting, my garage, if I have a studio in the backyard or in a shed or something, any type of square footage that I'm using for business purposes can be written off of the mortgage. So speaking of your home, if you use the internet service for work, which we all do, client emails, editing, revisions, uploading to YouTube, sending files, whatever, you can pay all of your home internet through your business card and write it off as an office expense. Doing this has actually allowed me to increase my speeds by double or triple because I can justify it for my business and I can write it off at the end of the year, so I don't feel as bad by using it as an expense for my business rather than just a fun expense for the house. So make sure that you're paying for your internet with your business if you're actually using it for business purposes. An obvious write-off is when you're buying or replacing new gear. Again, pay with your business card and categorize it as an expense. That not only goes for camera gear, but that also goes for office and computer upgrades. A couple years ago when I built my custom PC, go check it out, I'll put it up in the card above here. I wrote all of those pieces off because I built my own custom computer, which is a work tool that I can use for my business. Recently added some decor to my home office, including some shelving, wallpaper, and a fresh coat of paint. If you add carpet, new lighting, drapes, a rug, or anything else that improves your workspace, can be also written off as an office expense. And again, don't forget, your computer is a tool as well. So if I upgrade my editing machine, my webcam, I buy new hard drives, or a new modem for faster internet, all of this can be written off as well. And finally, the big monthly expense for me personally is software. So I use a whole fleet of software to run my business. I have Adobe Creative Cloud, Whipster, Studio Ninja, MailChimp, Thinkific, Soundstripe, QuickBooks, and Wix, to name a few others out there. I'm sure I missed a couple of them out there, but I have a ton of monthly expenses with software. Now these expenses make up a sizable dent in my overhead each month. So you know that I'm claiming all of these as expenses and paying with my business card for them. Again, even if you set up your Adobe Creative Cloud before you had an official business, go in and change that payment information so you can make sure that you are writing all of this off as an office expense and overhead for your business. Now, a big tip here is that I keep track of all of my accounting through QuickBooks Self-Employed. It ties directly to my banking information so I can categorize all of my purchases, and it makes paying taxes super easy. My CPA has a login that he can pull up all of my financial reports and information for taxes. It's literally 2 clicks away, and I can see all that information for my business. Don't do that. Okay. Now, before I used QuickBooks, this process used to be on Google Sheets, and I had a shoebox full of receipts that I would keep every year. And that process is free, but it is a death sentence and it completely sucks. So do not do it. So do yourself a favor and spend the money on accounting software. If you want to give QuickBooks a try, make sure to go down in the description box and check it out. I've worked out a discount code with them that's going to save you 50% off on the first 3 months of using their software. This video isn't sponsored by QuickBooks or anything like that. I genuinely like their service, and I do promote their stuff to my course students, everybody on my YouTube channel, and my Facebook groups, because it's a great, really helpful service for videographers. And again, I have to reiterate this video is for entertainment purposes only. Do not take this video as legal advice or tax advice. Talk to a tax pro in your state and in your area and bring up some of these points that I brought up in this list to make sure that you're getting the most out of your tax benefit. If you want to see more lessons like this, head over to solovideopro.com and check out the free 1-hour training where I teach a bunch of different stuff about taxes, but then also how to start and grow and build a freelance video business. It's all about growing a video business from scratch, marketing, sales, systems, software, all that type of stuff. Not camera basics or anything like that. It's all about the business stuff. So if you want to check that out, make sure to go to solovideopro.com and hit the big red free training button. Okay, that about does it for me, guys. My name is Ryan Snaadt. It rhymes with odd, and we'll see you in next week's video. Peace.